What's up, everybody? Thanks for the great feedback on the one cut with my man Shane Hegde, CEO of Air. Appreciate the feedback on the love for the cheesy graphics and the breaking up of the 8 minutes of content rather. And also hear you, Nate Dogg, and others. I will invest in microphones because it did sound like we were in an airplane. Appreciate the feedback as always. So real quick, we're going to get to it. This post is all about account-based marketing, ABM. It's a growth methodology for B2B companies that brings together sales, marketing, and technology groups to drive a much more cost-effective and much more focused, kind of growth campaign. The companies that are doing it really well are starting to branch out into a new territory, which is instead of just focusing on organic growth, they're starting to focus on new customer acquisition. Now, a lot of the methodology that makes, ABM successful, got the big Winston in the back, the little homie. A lot of it, what makes it successful for organic growth will also make it successful for net new, but there are some serious nuances and differences that you want to be kind of aware of. So what I did was I analyzed the annual report from ITSMA and the ABM Leadership Alliance. They're like the governing body of the space, been involved ever since the beginning. It's a phenomenal report, 61 plus pages, I think. It's an annual report, as I mentioned. Definitely check it out, full of best practices, insights, and data. But I synthesized, kind of a lightweight POV, 10 slides, focused specifically on the nuanced differences between ABM for organic and ABM for net new client acquisition. I'm going to cut this segment now, and I'm going to give it a little break, and then we're going to go into the next segment, which is I'm going to unpack my 3 top nuances that I think you might want to be aware of if you're looking to make the move and make the investment. Stay tuned. All right, round 2, second segment. So ABM creates a competitive advantage. It's proven, it's statistically supported, and you can check that out in the ITSMA and ABM Leadership Alliance, annual report that I mentioned in the previous segment. It's pretty significant in many respects, one of which is 29% of the average B2B company, regardless of size, is investing their sales, marketing, and advertising dollars and budgets into ABM because it does reflect a competitive advantage, when executed the right way. Which again, you can check out the report and you'll learn all about that. So I'm already 35 seconds in, so here we go. 10 slide summary, nuance, differences, and so on and so forth, things to consider. Check it out. I'll also attach that, but here are my top 3. First one, without a doubt, transactional selling versus consultative selling, different things, right? In order to be successful in acquiring new customers, you got to make sure that the team that's going to go out and start, help drive that ABM application to net new customer acquisition understands, like a subject matter expert would, the landscape, your capabilities, competitive assessments, high EQ quotient, just all the stuff that is required to not just engage someone, but architect and shape and bring it all the way through. If you haven't read the book Challenger Sale, by all means check it out. It speaks in great depth to this. I'm a huge believer in that philosophy as well, which is part of what we invest in. So anyway, transactional versus consultative selling, not the same thing. Make sure the team that's going out with the net new stuff is consultative for sure. Second, which is almost 1A, there is such an important distinction in terms of the collaboration between sales and marketing to successfully execute a net new customer acquisition campaign. Every step of the way, you've got to really earn it, right? Because, look, let's be real. No one, at least I've never met anyone that wakes up and says, you know what I want? I want to be sold to today, right? I want to spend my time, because I don't have anything else to do, talking to some sales and, marketing people that are trying to convince me that they have, a better mousetrap or what have you. It just doesn't happen, right? And those same people just, even if they didn't like it in the past, more so than ever before, they really don't have to deal with, classic sales techniques today. And I'll just leave it at that. So just really make sure that there's seamless integration between sales, marketing, in particular, as you're moving through this consultative, architected process, right? And as long as you're doing the right thing by the customer and you've got a wonderful value proposition and you're solving real pain points for them and creating value, it'll go, great. But just know that you got to earn it every single step of the way. Otherwise, they'll put you in the penalty box. Unfortunately, sometimes you never get out. And it could be something as simple as saying, hey, I'm going to get you something in 2 days' time. And I don't know, you get busy, client, stuff comes up, and you get it to them in 3 or 4 days. You can get been there, done that. So that's the second one. Got to pick up the pace. Already 3 minutes in. Wow. Oh, right. So always on outreach, which is fundamental to this exercise and new client acquisition. Not only is it taxing, it also can be expensive. Literally, you can lose some of your best talent because they'll just get burnt out. It's really, really, really tedious. It takes a certain wiring and mindset, and there are those people, and hopefully you've got them on your team, and if you do, fantastic. But just be careful, because I think a lot of people tend to take, rock star talent and say, okay, give it a shot, right? It's a pioneering space. Go after net new customers. Go hunt. And next thing you know, you take one of your most talented, promising next generation superstars, and you put them in a spot where he or she is like, you know what, this is kind of horrible. Not into it. So anyhow, those are the 3 watch-outs, 3 others. Check out the deck. This is so much longer than I thought, but maybe I'll figure out a way to cut it up and it'll be choppy. Anyway, it is what it is. I love this stuff. You can tell. ABM, no longer just organic. It's now moving into net new client acquisition. Talk soon.